Hello, and thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts beer channel of YouTube. I'm Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts beer reviews. AFC champions, Patriots. Thought I might have a beer to celebrate at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. The beer is called Fathom IPA from Ballast Brewing Company in San Diego, California. BallastPoint.com says it is 6% alcohol by volume and is a 50 IBU beer, and it is going to be available year-round in 12-ounce bottles, only in California are the bottles, cans, and draft. They say Fathom IPA highlights our favorite characteristics of the West Coast style, or IPA style. This crisp and clean brew features a touch of malt on the surface with an ocean of zesty orange and piney hops below. The result is a refreshing, easy-drinking IPA with just the right amount of depth. It is getting a 3.7 out of 5 currently on Beer Advocate, and actually the same exact rating on Untapped. And they added this beer to Untapped on the 30th of September 2017. It is a pretty brand new beer as far as I understand, because I'm seeing it everywhere on beer websites as advertisements. They all say now introducing Fathom IPA. I believe there's a Fathom India Pale Lager. I might want to pick that up and try it sometime. I used to really drink a lot of the Ballast Point stuff. They used to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite brewery. I don't know why I don't go back to those guys. From time to time, I guess, New England style Patriots. New England style IPAs have just taken over in my taste buds. But it's still nice to check out West Coast style IPAs that have basically revolutionized the IPA style. So, yeah, the look of the beer is definitely that copper, rusty, orangey color with a extremely white, bright head. And in this IPA glass, it has the etching, so lots of that rich carbonation. On the nose, you get a lot of caramel and toffee sweetness to it. Toasty kind of notes in there in the background. Toasty, crackery, bready notes like a brown bread. A light amount of a brown sugar or even a molasses, but more of it's that caramel toffee kind of sweetness. And there's definitely a pine resin sap note. Not very big, but it's definitely a predominant nose in there. There's definitely hop oils in this one for sure. And tangerines and grapefruit. A little bit of oranges are definitely noted in there. Maybe a light lemoniness in the background, but I mean, for a for a West Coast San Diego style IPA, it looks and it smells the part that you would expect. So does it taste the part? Cheers, let's find out. Fathom IPA, which has the crazy old school diver. Almost looks like if you've ever seen the Disney version of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, one of those guys. Cheers. Definitely very effervescent, very pleasing on the carbonation, not too much and not overly prickly. I would say right now I'm getting a medium. Light to medium, but definitely more on the medium side of things. It's pretty crisp, but it's bright. I think it's nice in my book. It is clean after a while. And this is pretty refreshing for what it is. The flavors are going to match the nose pretty much to a T. Getting a lot of that caramel and toffee malty sweetness in there. It's a little bit sticky. You're definitely getting some light resinous hop oils and that piney, earthy undertone to it. Again, like in the nose, definitely pineapple. Well, pineapple is in there, I suppose, but what I meant to say was definitely grapefruit and orange zest kind of notes to it. There is some lemoniness in the background, and probably, like I was just saying there probably is some pineapple, but grapefruit and oranges. Mixed with that caramel, toffee, malty, a little bit sticky sweetness to it. And there's definitely this toasty quality to it. It's obviously not roasty. It's not in that kind of a camp, but I'm definitely getting some toasty notes to it. Not like a nuttiness, but there's definitely a toastiness to the malts. Definitely a brown bread mixed with the white bread, kind of a consistency. Maybe it's like a toasty malt. Sure. Got really good lacing on it. Really nice lacing, and it's a really well done beer. It's exactly the only problem that I have with the beer, which is actually one of its pluses and not one of its negatives, is it's just tasting like stereotypical, or should I say, it tastes the way that you would expect a West Coast, Southern California kind of an IPA to taste. It doesn't. For some people, that's their bag, and if that's your bag and that's your thing, then Fathom IPA is a great one to choose. But it doesn't really do anything for me to separate it from other styles of IPAs from the West Coast, or other IPAs that are brewed in the West Coast or brewed in that particular kind of a style. This is nothing like a New England where it has a lot of tropical, juicy passion fruit juice or grapefruit juice or orange juicy notes to it. This one's more about the piney, toasty kind of a malt and caramel notes that you get from West Coast. So I did this beer this Saturday, which was the 20th of January 2018, on fellow YouTuber and beer community contributor on his channel. We did Ballast Point. We reviewed Ballast Point beers for an examination. His name is Tyler Mansell, Mancl. And this is the one that I brought. He also brought a IPA from them. It was their Grapefruit Sculpin. I think Grapefruit Sculpin and the Sculpin is a little bit more hoppy and malty and just a little bit more of an intense of a beer. But if you want a lighter beer at 6% and a pretty stereotypical, true to the style West Coast IPA, you can't go any more wrong than with this one. But yeah, it's a pretty dry beer. I was waiting for the finish to happen. You get a lot of the sweet tropical notes and some of the bittering. Some of the 50 is getting, IBUs are getting to the back of the palate, and it's more of a hop oily kind of a taste at that point in time. So yeah, again, I think I gave it on his channel an 80 or an 82. I think if I gave it an 80, I'm going to go an 82. It's just stereotypical West Coast IPA for me, and I think if maybe there are more hops added or maybe more malts added, it could be a little bit more of a complex beer, even though it doesn't necessarily require to be any more complex than that. If you just want the good taste of IPA and not wait in a line in somewhere in New England to get it, then yeah, Ballast Point's a great location to get beers from. And to try the Fathom IPA, I would say yes, do that. I'm going to be looking forward to trying their Fathom India Pale Lager next time, which I think is the same beer as this, but because it's a lager yeast strain and not an ale. But how about 82? Pretty good stuff, not the greatest, but it is still pretty good. I would drink it again. And they say on the bottling or on the packaging in the 6-pack, it was $9.99, that if you liked the Fathom IPA, they would suggest the Sculpin range for you. So that's what I got this evening. Patriots are going to go to Minneapolis, play some Super Bowl, and win the 6th trophy out of 8 times trying to get trophies. So, until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Until next time, cheers. We'll see you soon in the Super Bowl.